Hello friends, I hope we are live and direct. Yes, we are. This is great. Yep. Alright, let's get right into it. So this is going to be a nice and short stream. I just got through a really great session mentoring some students, or doing my best to mentoring some students. And so what you're seeing here is a Gaussian splat. I'm going to, for lack of a better term, call it a Gaussian splat collage. And I think, so this is how it originally looked right here. In fact, I can even show you a little video of the park itself if I can download it for you all to see. That's a little wee dog. Got a dog. That's mum. It's a beautiful park. It's called the Cayuga Park in San Francisco. It's very slept on in terms of, well, tourist-wise, it's definitely slept on. Actually, this is well, I'm going to let this download in the background. Hopefully that's not going to kill the stream. But these are, you know, captured from reality. That's what a Gaussian splat actually is. And I capture it with an app called Scaniverse. I've posted a few of these to the public map, so you should even be able to view these through their website. So what I've done is, this is one piece of it right here, for instance, one scan on its own. And then where it gets interesting is if I just start playing with scale, you could do things like even play with the color scheme here. By the way, this is on a site called Arrival Space. I just realized I have never streamed Arrival Space. So you can see, just like Photoshop, I'm playing with black and white points. Play with the brightness if you want. I wouldn't push that up too much though. Yeah, let's just keep it at 0.
Parks and Rec for years.
Oh, there we go. Let's go right to the video here. Yeah, so this awesome Parks and Rec worker. I need to find his name real quick because he worked there for a period of 20 years throughout the late 90s into the early 2000s. And over that period, he made almost 400 of these wooden sculptures. I think it was just wood, that cypress wood that he found, and repurposed them in this way. His name is Demetrio Braceros.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Here, let me take my commentary out of it. It says it's Demetrio Braceros. One of the park's most interesting features is the story of its retired and longtime gardener and local legend of sorts, who transformed Cayuga Park's naturalistic surroundings into works of art. His unique themed gardens and whimsical wood carvings were featured on the PBS television series California's Golden Parks and the SF Chronicle. Visitors from all over the world have come around to the park. Sorry for that little thing right there. And there's Mom. There we go. So you get a little, and you can see Bart is running literally over it. But I've always loved this park. I don't go to it often enough. And that's the great thing about doing stuff in this space. I really want to showcase hidden gems like this throughout the Bay Area. And this is definitely a hidden gem if you've never been before. So for people who can't readily get out here, and I really trumpet accessibility above all, this is great. This is a great way to sort of showcase pieces like that. You saw a few of those pieces in that video, but what I'm doing is trying to create a little tableau. So I can actually keep track. Let me see here. The data, the splat data is down here. You can tell how many. So obviously the higher the number, the more data we're taking up. So let me get back into this. This is, in the background here, is the actual sign itself. So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate for you how I'm actually approaching this. Where is the sign? Ah, it's upside down. I don't know why everything is upside down here. So I'm going to click on that. The way I look at this it's actually an app within an app. So this is actually Super Splat. It's also a WebXR based. I should also say everything I'm doing here is WebXR based, which is great, again, from an accessibility point of view. Meaning anyone can pretty much, I'm doing this on a 10-year-old iMac, by the way, so that should tell you like how forgiving it is. And the next question is like, Kevin, why are you working on a 10-year-old iMac? I don't have a good answer for you there. I'm just doing it. Leave me alone. Okay, so here's how I'm setting. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually using the sphere select tool here, right? Setting it, so that gives you the sphere of influence, essentially, giving you the sphere of influence in regards to what it's going to select and from the splat itself. So I'm going to invert that and then just delete. So that should bring up our data down quite a bit. Yeah, it's a good amount. And I'm going to take more and more away until we just have the sign itself. So yeah, think of it a bit like a Photoshop style editor for G-Splats. And then once I save this, you'll see kind of the environment it comes down out to. And you'll see why I think it's a great way to sort of both curate, remix. Like I said earlier, it is almost like a collage scape at this point. There's different ways of doing it. You can lasso it. So as you can see, I couldn't get all the way around, but I got enough detail. I like this. This actually, like, this is great that you can actually press the, so you can make it really transparent, but if you go the other direction, it actually makes things more visible, which I love. Okay, cool. So we have that. Let's bring our other pieces back in. I'm going to take the selection tool off. And then on the right side here, this is how you move, scale, and rotate things. So why don't we make this twice as large, at least? Now, this part's a little tricky. It's interesting that it will... Okay, we're going to do this step by step. So this is fine, I think. See how it's showing through? I think it's because I'm selecting it, but it's actually doing this strange thing of... Okay, let me rotate it the right way. Ah, there we go. Great. And right now the portal is like facing this direction. So I am going to make sure that it's at least kind of, okay, there we go. I think that's good. I think that's good. Now, there has to be a way to reset that pivot point. I don't know how to do that. There's reset camera. Let's frame the whole selection. Yeah, that's fine. And then, of course, we want to make sure that it's relatively close to where I need it to be. So let's look at the data. That's not too bad. The real question is, how will this look? Or how heavy will it be once I save back out? So let's try that now. Yes, I want to save that. So you can understand it this way. Super Splat is actually almost like its own app within the larger landscape of the arrival space. Okay, so here we go. Beady, beady, beady. My waiting music. Okay. So you can see that was the older version of it, right? It's in my avatar. Okay, great. 19 megabytes. Not crazy small, not crazy big. So when I come into this actual, see, already I can see how I want to move this so that once I come into the space, so I think I'd be facing this direction. Actually, that's not horrible. But you know what this does now for me is I can actually take out the title altogether. Right, let me see, edit space. That's right. Got the heat going on here. It's very cold. Okay. Yeah, you can change titles, you can change... Oh, so for example, I can reintroduce the hub space itself here, which I don't necessarily want to do for this splat because I think it takes away from the immersive aspects of it. But you can do, that's the reason that there are all these different options. I can change the colors of the floors, right? Which is great. It's great that this all exists. But we're not doing that. And I'm trying to figure out how to actually just get rid of the top text altogether. I know... Oh, there we go. Oh, funny. It just like, it defaults to whatever my name is. Oh well. Well, I'm sure there's a way to do it. In the meantime, I wanted it just to say Cayuga Park right here. So again, I can just go back into it if I wanted to, right? By editing the Gaussian split from here. What's cool too, and I don't know if I want to, oh, maybe is it doing it naturally? No, so right now it doesn't have any collision, so I'm walking straight through it. But for for instance, if, you know, for example, the students who I just mentored, I'm wondering whether or not, oh, so this does that. No, so there actually is a little magical collision button here. So it actually will generate a collision from the splats that it sees in front of it. So even though I may have to redo it again later, you can trash it if you want to. Let's see how that worked out. Yep, that's great. You can tell that I'm walking on top of it now. Now, mind you, I wish I had, I didn't have as much time to capture some of these splats, but for instance, like, I wish I had spent more time filling in a lot of these details. That really just comes down to technique. But I'm pretty happy with how the mother and son came out here. So there you have it. That's kind of my little first time, actually. I'm trying this for the first time with doing a G-splat collage of some kind. I'm really happy that it works. Anyways, as promised, short and sweet. Hope that helped. Live.ravel space, and I'm using Scaniverse as the app to capture these delightful sculptures. And if you're in the Bay Area, go visit.